Anderson de Silva, widely known as the Spider, is one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. His journey from a poor childhood in Brazil to becoming a global UFC icon is a story of discipline, struggle, faith, and unmatched skill. Anderson Silva did not just win fights. He changed the way the world looked at MMA. Early life and childhood. Anderson Silva was born on April 14, 1975, in São Paulo, Brazil. His childhood was not easy. His parents struggled financially, and due to family circumstances, Anderson spent much of his early life living with relatives in Curitiba, a city in southern Brazil. As a child, Anderson was shy, skinny, and often bullied. He did not dream of becoming a fighter. In fact, he once said he was afraid of fighting. But life had different plans for him. To stay out of trouble and build discipline, Anderson was introduced to Taekwondo at the age of 12. This was the turning point of his life. Martial arts gave him confidence, focus, and purpose. Over time, he trained in Muay Thai, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and capoeira, becoming a complete martial artist. Early martial arts career. Before MMA, Anderson Silva competed in Taekwondo and Muay Thai, earning black belts and national recognition. His striking skills were sharp, fast, and creative, something rare at the time. In 1997, Anderson made his professional MMA debut in Brazil. The early years were tough. He fought in small promotions with little money and recognition. He won some fights and lost some, but every loss taught him discipline and patience. One of the most important lessons Anderson learned early was humility. He never saw losses as failure, only as preparation. Rise in Japan and Pride FC. Anderson Silva's career truly began to rise when he started fighting in Japan, especially in Pride Fighting Championships, one of the biggest MMA organizations at the time. In Japan, fighters were respected like warriors, and Anderson thrived in that environment. He defeated several top fighters and quickly earned a reputation as a dangerous striker with incredible timing and accuracy. Later, he joined Cage Rage in England, where he became the middleweight champion, defending his title in dominant fashion. The world was starting to notice, joining the UFC. In 2006, Anderson Silva joined the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. At that time, the UFC middleweight division was competitive, but no one expected what would come next. In his UFC debut, Anderson faced Chris Laban, a tough and aggressive fighter. Silva destroyed him in under 1 minute. It was shocking. The MMA world realized something special had arrived. Just months later, Anderson fought Rich Franklin for the UFC middleweight championship. Silva dominated Franklin with precision Muay Thai strikes and won the title in the first round. That moment marked the beginning of one of the most dominant championship reigns in sports history. The greatest middleweight champion. From 2006 to 2013, Anderson Silva ruled the UFC middleweight division like no one before or after him. He defended his title 10 consecutive times, a UFC record at the time. Some of his most legendary fights include versus Forrest Griffin. Silva knocked him out while dodging punches effortlessly. Versus Chael Sonnen, 1 and 2. He survived domination and finished Sonnen in dramatic fashion. Versus Vitor Belfort, a front kick knockout that became one of the most iconic moments in UFC history. Anderson's fighting style was unique. He used head movement, feints, psychological warfare, and timing to confuse opponents. Sometimes he even lowered his hands, inviting punches, then countered with deadly accuracy. Many called him arrogant, but Silva said it was confidence and control, not disrespect. Mindset, discipline, and faith. Anderson Silva is known not only for his skills, but also for his mental strength. He often spoke about the importance of discipline, respect, hard work, faith in God. Before fights, he remained calm and quiet, almost emotionless. He believed fighting was an art, not violence. Despite fame and success, Anderson stayed humble, always thanking his coaches, family, and fans. The fall and injuries. In 2013, Anderson Silva faced Chris Weidman. In a shocking upset, Silva was knocked out, losing his title after 7 years. The rematch was even more tragic. Silva suffered a severe leg break, one of the most painful injuries in UFC history. Many believed his career was over. The injury tested him physically and mentally. Recovery took over a year, but Anderson Silva refused to quit. Later career and challenges. After returning, Silva struggled to regain his former dominance. Age, injuries, and faster competition made victories difficult. He faced legends like Michael Bisping, Daniel Cormier, and Israel Adesanya. While he did not win all these fights, his performances showed heart, courage, and respect. Even in defeat, fans honored him. Opponents bowed to him inside the octagon. Retirement and boxing career. In 2020, Anderson Silva officially left the UFC. But his fighting spirit was not finished. He transitioned to professional boxing, where he shocked the world again, defeating former champions and even winning against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. His boxing success proved that age could not stop skill and discipline. Legacy and impact. Anderson Silva's legacy goes beyond titles and records. He inspired millions of fighters worldwide. He elevated MMA striking to an art form. He proved that intelligence and creativity matter as much as power. Many UFC legends, including Israel Adesanya and Jon Jones, have named Anderson Silva as their inspiration. Personal life. Outside the cage, Anderson Silva is a family man, a father, and a student of martial arts. He enjoys acting, fitness, and mentoring young fighters. He believes martial arts should build character, not ego. Conclusion. Anderson Silva's story is not just about fighting. It is about overcoming fear, mastering oneself, and never giving up. From a poor boy in Brazil to a global sports icon, Anderson Silva showed the world what greatness truly looks like. He is not just a champion. He is the Spider,